In 1967, American television comedy was predictable, but producers George Schlatter and Ed Friendly set out to revolutionize the genre. They created Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, a show unlike anything audiences had seen before. Inspired by counterculture gatherings, it combined slapstick humor, political satire, and surreal sketches at a breakneck speed. Traditional variety shows followed a structured format, but Laugh-In shattered that mold, firing off rapid one-liners, visual gags, and abrupt scene changes. Initially met with skepticism, NBC took a risk by airing a single special in 1967. The overwhelming response led to a full season order in 1968, launching a comedic phenomenon that would dominate television for years. What made Laugh-In so groundbreaking was its unconventional format. Unlike traditional variety shows that relied on structured setups and punchlines, Laugh-In thrived on rapid-fire jokes, abrupt scene transitions, and sketches that often ended without resolution. Drawing inspiration from British satire like That Was the Week That Was, it pushed the boundaries even further, creating a style that appealed to both young and old audiences. From physical comedy to sharp social commentary, there was something for everyone. The show became a launching pad for several future stars. Goldie Hawn, with her infectious giggle and spontaneous reactions, quickly became a fan favorite. Lily Tomlin introduced unforgettable characters like Ernestine, the sassy telephone operator, and Edith Ann, the precocious child. Henry Gibson's deadpan poetry and Joanne Worley's exaggerated comedic flair added to the show's unique energy. Artie Johnson and Ruth Buzzi also contributed some of Laugh-In's most memorable moments, making the cast an essential part of its success. Laugh-In's signature segments became cultural staples. The Cocktail Party featured rapid banter, news of the future, cleverly predicted events with eerie accuracy, and the Joke Wall allowed the cast to deliver one-liners from hidden compartments. The show wasn't afraid to tackle politics, and its satirical takes on current events resonated deeply with audiences. Some jokes, like predicting Ronald Reagan's presidency, were startlingly prophetic. Its fearless approach to controversial topics made it one of the most talked-about programs of its era. Perhaps the most surprising moment in Laugh-In history came in 1968, when Richard Nixon, then running for president, made a brief cameo. In a stiff but humorous delivery, he uttered the show's catchphrase, "Sock it to me?" The unlikely appearance showcased the show's immense influence, as even politicians recognized its reach. Some speculate that Nixon's attempt to appear relatable may have helped him secure votes in a closely contested election. Despite its success, Laugh-In wasn't without controversy. Ruth Buzzi's character, Gladys Ormsby, was beloved for her interactions with Arte Johnson's flirtatious Tyrone. However, in 1970, a sketch allegedly caused major backlash, leading to withdrawn sponsorships and even FBI scrutiny. Though details remain unclear, the scandal underscored how comedy, no matter how lighthearted, could provoke strong reactions. The show's impact extended beyond entertainment, shaping modern television satire. Laugh-In paved the way for sketch comedies like Saturday Night Live, proving that absurdity and political commentary could thrive in mainstream media. It also exposed the tensions between comedy and politics, as seen when it targeted Vice President Spiro Agnew. His speechwriter, William Safire, had crafted phrases like nattering nabobs of negativism, which the show gleefully mocked. Agnew's reported complaints to NBC only fueled the joke's effectiveness, proving that humor could serve as a powerful political weapon. One of Laugh-In's most memorable recurring gags was the Flying Fickle Finger of Fate award, which humorously called out individuals and institutions for absurd or questionable behavior. It skewered figures like President Lyndon B. Johnson for the Vietnam War and the Pentagon for bureaucratic inefficiencies, blending comedy with real frustration over government decisions. The segment demonstrated that television wasn't just about entertainment, it could also influence public discourse. By 1970, the show pushed boundaries even further by portraying police officers as pigs in a controversial sketch. The FBI, under J. Edgar Hoover, reportedly saw this as a threat, as it echoed imagery used by the Black Panther Party. Law enforcement groups were outraged, accusing the show of promoting anti-police sentiment. The backlash highlighted the growing cultural divide, where humor became both a mirror and a challenge to societal norms. While Laugh-In was progressive in many ways, some of its humor did not age well. Its portrayal of LGBTQ+ characters, particularly Dick Martin's drag character, Tiny Alice, relied on exaggerated stereotypes that felt outdated even at the time. With the Stonewall riots igniting the modern LGBTQ+ rights movement, activists criticized the show for reinforcing harmful tropes rather than challenging them. Creator George Schlatter defended the equal opportunity mockery, but critics argued that satire should target power rather than marginalized communities. Not all of the show's defining moments were political. Arte Johnson's catchphrase, "Very interesting," was an improvised line that became a cultural phenomenon. Similarly, Goldie Hawn's rise to fame came with personal struggles. Behind her cheerful on-screen persona, she dealt with intense pressure and panic attacks, ultimately leaving the show after 3 seasons. Her departure proved to be a smart move, as she soon won an Oscar for Cactus Flower and gained the freedom to explore a broader range of roles. By the early 1970s, Laugh-In's influence began to wane. What once felt fresh and daring started to seem repetitive. Key cast members left for bigger opportunities, and their replacements failed to recapture the show's original magic. Even producer George Schlatter departed, signaling a shift in television comedy. Audiences gravitated toward more grounded, character-driven humor, and by 1973, NBC canceled the show. In its final episode, Dan Rowan closed with the candid remark, "We've just run out of gas." Though Laugh-In ended, its legacy endures. It revolutionized comedy, proved the power of rapid-fire satire, and set the stage for future television formats. Decades later, its impact can still be seen in sketch comedies and political satire shows. For 6 groundbreaking seasons, Laugh-In pushed boundaries, challenged norms, and entertained millions, cementing its place in television history.